You'd think oh, goodness, is my mic not on? Oh no, I'm not the right distance for the camera, sorry. I was bent too low. You'd think I would have gotten everything in order, but actually my iPad was dead. So, not my iPad, my pencil. That's dead. Because I can charge the iPad on the computer. But I'm gonna let that charge a little bit more, because it's taking forever, and I just wanted to get started streaming, because otherwise I wouldn't. I know who I am, and it's someone who does not work unless being directly monitored. But not too directly, because then I can't work, because I'm get over nervous at performance reviews. So yeah, streaming is a great idea for someone like me. I can pretend that I'm being viewed, but I usually am not. But when I'm being viewed, oof, performance issues, skill issue. I should probably announce that I'm streaming. That might be smart. Since I gotta wait for the things to load up anyways. This is Animal Crossing music, if you were curious. Love me some AC music. Okay, share, copy link. Now I'm gonna tweet it out and blah blah blah. What did I title this stream? You know, it doesn't matter. It does not matter, I guess. Arts and such things. I know that's not what I named this, but I think that's a really good descriptor of what I will be doing. And you know what? Screw it. I'm using my model. I'm going to post this on my VTuber one, even though this technically isn't my VTuber account, because I am using the model. I'll get maybe like one viewer. I think most of my VTuber friends are in like Europe. I know one is in America. But I think most of them are in Europe. First time using my model. First time using my model outside of pre-recorded tests. I think that's pretty great. I'm not getting them hyped for anything. They just know that this is technically still a test. Paste that there, and then finally paste in my Discord, which I need to gut. Oh, it's not video. What is it? It's just live now. I don't have a live stream ping. Why would I? Making some portfolio pieces. That's what the title of the video was. Of course, that would make sense. Okay. Should I have like a preset requisite for how I draw things? Yes. Am I gonna do it? No. Okay, so first things first, open the program. Second things second, hook my iPad up to that so that I can hide it. So someone else doesn't try to hijack my stream. Only I get to do that. And then I think I'll have to change my background so I can have like you see behind it. Perfect. Let's do a 5x7 canvas and try to do everything on that size. I feel like that's not too big, but not very super small. I think that's standard in some places. And then I will give it a nice light orange color. Orangish gray. Really more of a brown. Before I flashbang y'all with it. Okay. I should move some things to the other screen, I feel. Okay. Make you a little bit shorter. The resolution from one of my PCs to the other is freaking insane. I don't know why they're so off, but they are. Okay, so get this full screen. Window capture. Windows capture. What is window capture on? Oh, my live to do cubism. Okay, so we want the mirror receiving. You can just barely see it. Give me a minute. I'll fix that. And then, you see, I was born to be a VTuber, guys. I totally know what I'm doing. That's the wrong one. I know what I'm doing. I'm very smart. Hi, Infin. Welcome to the stream. I'm being kind of stupid. Don't worry about it. Change background. Color picker. And then, yep, that looks like it worked. Oh, I did not click out of that. Lol. Oh gosh. Why was it not going away? There it is. There it is. I'm very great at what I do here. And then I gotta make myself smaller to put myself in the corner. That good size? I think it's a good size. Okay, and then play around with this bad boy until he's good sized. And I'm sorry for the white like border thing. There's nothing I can do about that. Unless I want to get like super zoomed in and then you guys not even get half the footage. Also, do you like my little friend in the corner right there? Unless I pay for VTube Studio, she's gonna exist. But I like her. She's like a little pet goblin, so. Wait, why is chat showing up there but not there? Yeah, screw it. I can still see chat. Is my Apple Pencil charged? Oh. We're just gonna say it's charged. we're just gonna assume. So, here's the deal. The grocery store rejected me because they're a bunch of stinky doo-doo heads. They don't know a great stalker when they see one. Like, I follow people online all the time. I'm a great stalker. Joking. We're not talking about that kind of stalking. But yeah. So I don't think I'm fit for the small town. So I need to make a portfolio. I like to think of myself as an artist. So we're gonna try. I think the best course of action would be to draw my characters. Like, more than just Sue, more than just Kit, like the whole cast. We got Sue, we got Kit, we got Richie, we got Miyuko, we got Angel, we got, what's his name? Sam's. And then I don't think I ever named the cowgirl. I also don't think I've ever shown you the cowgirl. She's almost 100% conceptual. I have like some super early beta drawings of her that, like, they're not good. They're not good. Unregistered. I also haven't paid for this software, so it does that. Why don't I just get the software? I work at a Bath and Body Works, that's why. And I have coffee. Yay! It doesn't have any cream in it, though. Boo. Did not like the face I made drinking the coffee. That's, I don't know if there's a way to fix that. So let's see, who do I want to draw first? And why are my legs still on the floor when they can be on my chair and I can draw on my knees like a drawing pad? I feel like I should be drawing Richie because Richie is emo boy, and I've been listening to a lot of scene music recently, so I feel like it's only fair. Sleep When I Am Dead acoustic version, beautiful, love it. I listened to it on repeat like 20 times in a row. Yes, I am all right. So I think we're just gonna do a basic headshot. It's been a while since I've drawn him, but I think I know what he looks like. I think I know what my own character looks like. I like to think I do, at least. Oh, I meant... You know, I always remember things a little bit later than I should. I was going to text a friend from college. Oh! I was going to text a friend from college who I believe she worked at an illustration studio for a year. I don't think she works there anymore because she got married and moved. I'm pretty sure she moved to like the Indiana area. If she moved to the Indiana area, I should probably visit her. Because before that, she lived in like Arizona or something, which is way too far a drive. But if it's just Indiana, then I'm being the jerk here. But I meant to ask her if she had her portfolio posted anywhere and if I could take a look-sees at it. Because I have a lot of like really talented graphic designer friends that I've seen the stuff of. But graphic design is not my passion. It's definitely illustration. Hi Survival, how you doing? I'm just rambling. But I wanted to see what her illustration portfolio looked like, if she had one. She definitely could have just submitted a couple pieces to the firm. I'm doing good. I mean, emotionally, I'm doing fine. I'm making a portfolio because things are not good, and I need to get a different job than the one I currently have, and the grocery store said no. So we're making a portfolio. I decided if I have to live in a city, at least I'm gonna do it doing something I like and not doing retail work because people are mean. Not all people. Some people are really sweet. It's, customer by customer basis. Don't know why people are driving during snowstorms for body wash, though. That's always a little to me. Yeah, there's the good customers and then there's the bad customers. My main gripe with it usually isn't the customers. During the holiday season, they were nightmares. It's more of that I'm getting paid like $13 an hour and I have to drive 45 minutes to get there. At shortest. That's using the shortcuts. That's not very ideal. Wendy, it's okay, baby. I know you probably see a deer or a cat or something. It's okay. I don't know if you guys could hear that growling, but that's Wendy. My sweet little baby who likes to bark at everything. No, she doesn't bark. She half barks and growls. That's the special thing about her. I can't remember how sharp of a jaw he had. Yeah, we'll just work on it. We'll just work based on this. Because he had bony but soft features. So, probably round that out. Do a little concave thing right there. Let's give him a bit of a higher jaw and a softer bone right there. And then from that tilt, his throat would be like that. I feel like I made his jaw too wide. That's easy enough to fix. And not by like too much, just by like a bit. So that's just a correction of this angle. Have it hit more here. So he also has a pretty narrow face. I feel like I should probably bring up the reference image I have of him. I think I have that somewhere on my PC. Let me check. Because I think I was sending it to a friend. Hit the wrong button. It's fine. It's fine. Everything just moved around for a hot minute. Okay, go to this. But instead of that, we'll switch it to Sam's, Angel, Muko. Come on, where's Richie? There's Richie. Oh gosh, I think this is the file that has the shading on it. Give me a second. I gotta shrink it and move it because I forgot. Because this was a GIF, it was playing exactly where I am right now. Why is this image so big? It does not need to be that big. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. It's just a reference image, please. I don't want it to overtake everything. Well, actually, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm trying to use my brain for once. I know everyone's so proud of me. I can move that here. And then that's more room to have this, which I can move here. You can't see it. I can see the box, though. And then it doesn't overlap too much with my border. It does overlap slightly with the page, but I think we can survive. And then, pop! There we go! It's not the most elegant solution. I'm gonna make it smaller. I don't like that corner. There we go. That's Richie. Honestly, I'm probably gonna change his skin tone to be more bluish. I think I just shaded him with the wrong colors, honestly. Because he's supposed to look very sickly and pale, but I was trying to make him not look too much like his girlfriend. And then I just made him look really tan, and I don't love that. I also think I want to make his hair more grayish. Like at the roots too. But you know, this was like the first concept stuff for Art Fight, so it didn't need to be too serious. It didn't need to be perfect. There's things I would change, but overall I love his design. I think I might make his coat thicker, actually. Also, he was the only one I drew boots on when I was drawing all the characters. Everyone else had socks. I don't know why, but then when I realized it, I was like, but I love his boots. I spent so long on them. So he just kept his boots. So I guess you could say he's one of those people who wears shoes inside, so, you know, he has to die. No, I genuinely don't care, because I have a dog, so my carpet is full of hair anyways. I need to vacuum it up, but every time I remember that, I'm either in the middle of doing another task, or, here's the fun one, it is 10 p.m., and it is quiet hours. So I just say, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I don't, because, in the words of my mom, I'm a filthy gamer. I love my mom, but she roasted me so hard that drive. I had just put on, like, the Unhinged podcast, and Hermes said something about being a filthy, degenerate gamer or something like that, as she normally does. And my mom was like, oh, they're talking about you. And I was like, damn, you don't gotta roast me, Mom. I know it's just us, but like, dang. I love my mom. She's great. But you didn't have to roast me like that. Yeah, we'll get to it when I get to it. And then his nose would go about right here. It would jut out a bit because of the angle. Just as a base, it would land something like this. The nose would curve up. He has a pretty straight bridge. That curves for his eyebrows. You can probably guess this, I never took a life drawing class because they were my classmates and I didn't want to see that nonsense. It was great. I had a conversation with one once because I showed up to class early, so it was just a dude in his underwear. And they finished up class and he was like, "Do you mind if I grab a shirt?" And I'm like, please grab a shirt and some pants. It not only is it freezing because it was Nebraska during the winter, but also like, I don't want to see you like this, Noah. I want to chat with you because you're cool, but I don't need to see this. Also, me and the teacher had beef. Not as much beef as me and the photography teacher. Why did I get in fights with all my art professors? I didn't. It was just 2 out of the 5. And one of them was more of a disagreement. The other one was a fight. I did not like the photography teacher. That's why I never took photography. I only had 1 class with him by force. Bad class. He made me not want to be an animator because he just he hated animation, that man. I think, at least. He had never told us any animated films he actually enjoys other than the ones he watched with his kids. He didn't watch adult animation, and I get not liking Western adult animation. Because I will say, aesthetically, it's not always the best. So I can understand that, but he scoffed at the idea of anime. And I'm like, not every anime is I'm trying to think of a really cringe anime. I can't say that one because hell no. If a teacher said they watched that one, I'm leaving. It's not cringe, but it is basic. Not every anime is Dragon Ball Z. Not every anime is Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. Attack on Titan, I think, is very well written. Absolute insanity. Great story, though. I also understand not wanting to watch it because it's kind of scary. The Titans are disturbing, and sometimes when I see my toddler nieces and nephews walking around, I'm just like, that's how a Titan would walk. But, give it a chance. I think the most fantasy thing he mentioned that he had watched was Lord of the Rings. And don't get me wrong, Lord of the Rings is great, but if you think that is all fantasy and fiction has to offer, you are sorely mistaken. But yeah, he hated my project because it was animation and comics, and he was just but why? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I think it's fun, and my friends who like animation think it's fun. He did not think it was fun. He also didn't give us any time to work on it. I get for film, you can kind of rush that. If you want animation rushed, that has to be your one thing. And his class wasn't my only class, because I also had ceramics, and I had an actual graphic design course, which I need for my degree. I needed his class for my degree too. And then I had a watercolor class, and then I probably had some gen ed. And look at me, I'm just rambling. Not Drawn Richie at all. But yeah, that was the one teacher I had a beef with. The other teacher, we think I just had too much of a similar personality to him, but we weren't on the same wavelength, so then that caused clashes. So, little visual diagram. this was our wavelength. Beautiful, amazing wavelength. But instead of being on the same one, I was like right here. So then we would have these points of contention, and we were both too stubborn to deal with it, so we just didn't. Great teacher, weird man, great teacher. And that's how you can tell I had a beef with the other one. I did not say that about the other one. If he's watching this, why are you watching VTubers? Huh? Why are you watching VTubers? Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Just because, like I mentioned, he didn't like animation. I feel like I should make his neck skinnier. My nose is so itchy. I don't know why. I'm gonna blame the fact that it's like 11 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so like the air's kind of dry. Why does my camera track drinking coffee that way? I haven't streamed in a hot minute, so that's my excuse for things. But I am really proud of the model. I'm sorry. I love the I recently figured out how to make it frown, and it's great. So now I can look on in disappointment when people are being cringe. Which doesn't happen often, but when it does. Okay. Yeah, Richie had eyes similar to Tsu, but they were more tilted up. Because keep in mind, guys, this isn't my final form. This is the stand-in model while I work on the actual good one. Except that I'm still working on this, not this one, but it is like the same base model. Make it a little more tilted in. Oh, that would be a really cute thing to do with him. Like, his lips are just very sketched in right now. And I was trying to do... So, okay, now I'm gonna do a stupid little art tutorial, I'm sorry. Technically, the proper way to draw lips is to make sure you have a slight curve on the inside. So not quite as pronounced as the little W I have in my lips. That's more of a stylistic thing. But technically, like, hack for drawing lips, you want to draw a nice big circle. And then on top of that, you're going to draw two slightly smaller circles, stacked like that. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just a little diagram. And then you're going to draw a little dip between that, because this is assuming the person has a Cupid's bow. And thicken that line and have it go out like this. I mean, mostly straight, but it's gonna have that slight bend from that bottom circle. And you're gonna connect this line and this line. You're gonna let this extend a little bit more deep in the corner. And then you're gonna have this one go from the outside, curve gently with that circle, curve back up. And like, oh, this line's really faint. Let me darken that for you. And you can play around with the thicknesses of those circles. But like, that is very basic how to draw a pair of lips closed. I remember that back from my days of learning how to draw. That teacher also was a jerk. I had beef with that teacher, but this was before I went to college for art. She was just a high school teacher. So technically, you're always going to have a slight bow because the bottom lip tends to be poutier than the top lip. And that's just going to curve it out slightly. But, so I drew that. Well, I drew it in reverse. But honestly, since he's a ghoul, I think it'd be kind of adorable if I may, to have him have a slight bow right here, but then have a secondary bow like that, just very slight. And it's like a little bit more jack-o'-lantern-y, you know? I think that would be kind of cute. Figure out how to mirror it well. Because he is supposed to be more ghoulish. His lips are now in the wrong placement. Now that I look at this, that's fine. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, y'all. But I think it would be cute for him to have more of a wavy lip. I think I just have like the depth wrong. I think I actually had the angle quite right originally. Something like that. Not perfect, but like I said, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. And then he has decently thin eyebrows. I want to increase that arch. That's not going to be his eyebrow. That's just a reference for me. And his nose goes here, so that goes like this. Slightly under the original curve I put there for eye placement. Like, he doesn't need Disney villain level of arch because he's good boy. Good boy Richie. He just looks spooky. I need to make it a little bit higher on this side. But I like to have that as a reference for eyebrows because I struggle with them, if you couldn't tell on my model. I cover it with bangs usually. Case in point, you can't really see his eyebrows, so I don't know why I'm that focused on them. But I need to learn how to do it. I used to not draw eyebrows because they were too difficult, and I would use bangs to cover them up 100% of the time. And you might say, an eyebrow's just a line. That shouldn't be too difficult. And you're right, it shouldn't be. Why is it? Why is it so difficult for me? And I think it's mostly the styling thing, because I don't love the look of eyebrows outline over hair. I have that in this illustration for reference. But I generally like to have it covered. The thing that I will have pop out a lot is the eyes, actually. That's something that I like. I don't love having eyes covered by hair. And maybe that's just because I learned how to draw the other eye at a young age. But, in a lot of my older drawings, and honestly some of my current drawings, the eye will go over the hair because I find the eye more important than the hair is. I think my struggle with eyebrows, honestly, I just don't know how close they're supposed to be. And like length, like, what are you doing with that? I just have to shade them in because otherwise I can't tell how they actually look. I think I'm gonna lower this one. Yeah, that looks better. A little bit more even. I think I can lengthen this one a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good, I think. And yes, I work on the face before I work on the body. It's so I get attached to the drawing and I don't just trash it. In theory. Oh, his eye's so cool. I forgot about it. I want to make a model of Richie eventually, but also I know it's going to be a bit of a Herculean task because the way his eyes work. It's hard to see because he does have a lot of hair covering his eyes, but he only has one pupil, but it can move back and forth between the eyes, meaning I'm either going to have to try and get that to work with two that is just like hidden so you don't have double, or I'm gonna have to make the head hollow, and that's gonna be hard for rotation. Like, I don't have a lot of rotation with this model, so it'd probably be fine, and then just have it track one singular eye, because most people can't move their eyes independently. I think. But this was inspired by, what's his name? Duskull. Because, he's so cute. I love Duskull. He was my favorite Pokemon for a long time. What's my favorite Pokemon now? Mimikyu. Yeah, it's Mimikyu. It's just like it's a little ragdoll. I love it. I didn't care much for the other ragdoll Pokemon. I can't remember its name. I know what it looks like. Give me a second. I'm just gonna draw it out. Like, I like parts of its design, but like overall I was just like, it's not for me, really. I think it's got one of these. I think it has 3 spikes on its head. I could be wrong about that. It's Shuppet's evolved form. I just don't remember what its name is right now, but it's something like this. It's got the classic Ghost Pokemon eyes. It's got a big grin with like a cool little zipper. Like I said, I do like parts of its design. There's like a hood or something too, I think. And its lore is like it's an abandoned puppet or something. Or not a puppet. Doll. It was a doll that was well loved but then got lost, and now it has like spite in its heart. I mean, I got the arm placement like horribly wrong, but it's this little guy. He theoretically, I love his design. I love hoods. I love the zipper mouth. I love the idea. I just didn't love him. And I think it's because I didn't love Shuppet, so I never wanted to evolve Shuppet to get this. That's honestly a big thing with me in Pokemon. If I love a design too much, I struggle evolving it. Which is why in, what was it? Sword and Shield, half of my team, when I went to the Elite Four, were all babies. Post Elite Four, I did evolve all of them so I could have their dex entries, but I was just like, no, I'm not fighting with an ugly Pokemon. I'm only fighting with the cutest, coolest Pokemon. And you might say, that sounds like it made the game a bit harder. Yeah, it made it a little bit harder. They were they were a little roughed up by the end of it. What was that team? Well, it was Sobble, obviously. He's a mood. And then it was the little Corgi. And then it was the little Thief Fox. And those were all the babies on the team. And then it was the Electric Poison, fully evolved. I didn't like the baby form that much, but I did like the evolution. And then, what else was there? Did I have a fairy type on that team? I feel like I had to. But I don't know what it would have been. Because I had, Sword. I didn't have Shield, so I didn't have, the Pony Rapidash. What's terrifying? My drawing? Good. He's a scary little boy. He's an emo girl. I love you. I know. I didn't evolve him because I didn't like his evolution. I'm talking about Pokemon. I was trying to remember my team from Sword and Shield. I'm sure if I looked at a Pokedex, I'd be able to tell you exactly who I had. Okay. I feel like I had to have a ground type on that team. Honestly, the team sucked. But I made my way through. I feel like I need to grab my Switch and grab my copy and find out what was on my team now. What was on my team? Did I have an Evolution? I don't think I went for Sylveon. I haven't had Sylveon in years. So I probably didn't. Okay. We're gonna sit down. I'm gonna try and figure it out without looking. We had Sobble, who was a water type. So we got water. Oh. We got water. And then we had Yampers, who was electric. We had the little fox, who I think was dark. Wood. And then we had a poison electric. Trying to remember who was playing fetch with me. I can't remember. No. I feel so bad. I usually remember my Pokemon teams really good. If that was the baby form, yes. He had like a little mustache, and I didn't want to evolve him because he was going to get a super ugly mustache. What was my team? Because I don't think I put the legendary dog on it. Also, I know he's not a legendary dog. I know that's Suicune Entei. I'm sorry, I just choked on mucus. I know, super cute, super demure. No! I swear, it's because I, like, rushed the game. I rushed it to see how bad it was. Kind of similar to Scarlet and Violet. I could tell you who was on my Scarlet and Violet team, though, because I had a very weird challenge that I did with that one. I'm going to tell you what the team was, and then I'm going to see if you guys can get what the challenge was. So, my starter was the duck. Also, I don't remember any of their names, so you're just going to have to deal with the descriptions. My starter was the duck. For the longest time, I had the little Pikachu clone. The one with the big arms that you had to run around with. I think I eventually replaced him. But this guy. And they both had little pompadours. I really didn't need to know that. Keep your mucus updates to yours. I'm gonna make sure to comment on every time I have some mucus now. The this guy. I think he had cheeks too. This is not what he looks like. This is just a freaking gerbil. No, he actually had more teary things like that. I had him. And then I had Gallade, Lucario. These ones are the ones I know because they're not new Pokemon. I did eventually get I replaced that one with the legendary. And I had Scarlet. So that was, oh god, Corridon? No, Corridon is just a dinosaur. Whatever the one is. The red one. The red bicycle. The duck starter is Quaxly. I've never played an actual mainline Pokemon game. All my Pokemon knowledge is straight from Pokemon Go. Yeah. Well, you see, I gave them all nicknames, which is why I struggled with the new ones. I used to not give my Pokemon nicknames, but then I started giving them nicknames since... I think the first one I did it in was Sun and Moon, and then I've been doing it consistently since, because I've been trying to have, like, a theme for each game to make it harder. Or more funny. Either one. So which one? I had Quaxly, Corydamion, Lucario, Gallade. Oh gosh, this one I had a retcon, because I wanted it to be the, Dusk form of Linerock. But I couldn't get it, because I couldn't get the right nature. How dare you be creative. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what this was. I'm gonna tell you what it was as soon as I remember who I replaced, Rockruff with. Okay, give me a second. So we got... Okay, I must have replaced it with that. So which one did I choose for that? I'm struggling to remember. Oh, I had the evolution, the final evolution that was just added in that game of the Mankey line. What was that? It was Ape. That was the Annihilape. Annihilape. I had him. So let's see. I'm forgetting one. Because even counting the little electric guy that I eventually ditched, that's only 5. Gallade, Lucario, Annihilape, Quaxly, little electric boy. I know which character I had to have named it after. But, like, what did I choose for him? Because I don't... Yeah, no, I don't think I had Johnny on my final team. I think I was using Johnny for something else. So which one did I end up choosing? I don't remember. But anyways, can you guess what the theming structure was based off of those Pokemon? Quaxly, final form, Annihilape, Gallade, Lucario, and then the little electric guy that runs next to you. And then there was another one, but I'm blanking. I cannot remember who it was, because I think it was very late game adding. Because like I said, I was trying to get the Rockruff evolution, and that took up way too much time. It's one of those things where if I saw, like, the certain type of Pokemon in the game, I'd realize what it is, like, immediately. But I don't think it was any of, like, the super classic ones. Might have chosen a bird for it. No, because I didn't choose Hawlucha. No. I was trying to think. I don't think I did that one, though. You give up? Okay, the answer was, it was a Joestar team. So everything was fighting type, and then every Pokemon correlated with the character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So Quaxly, naturally... I was waiting for an answer. Yeah, I said, can you guess what it was? But I already revealed what it is. It's the Joestar team. And the legendary, the little dragon, he was Jonathan, because he's the oldest. Can't remember what the hell Joseph was. It was supposed to be the Rockruff, but I could not get the right nature. I got like 20 Rockruffs before I gave up. It was very bizarre. Quaxly was Josuke, Annihilape was Jotaro, I think Lucario was Jolene, and Gallade was Giorno. Can't remember who Joseph was. Osayaku was the little electric guy, because he also had a pompadour. But yeah, that was the team. That was the dream team. Some of the battles were pretty hard, because, like, you know, Flying is super effective against fighting. The fighting person was actually surprisingly difficult. But luckily, I got lost on the way to her, so I was able to get super strong because I get lost really easily in games, which is why I'm not a huge fan of open adventure. But yeah, basically anytime she sent out one of her fighting Pokemon, if I had the same fighting Pokemon on my team, I'd be like, this is your chance, Jolene, show you're the best Lucario. That'll be better when I finish it up. But yeah, the naming convention for the Sword and Shield wasn't as strong because I was kind of just going through picking things that I thought was cute. I think the joke was I made my character's name Baby, so then everything else had to go with it. So Sobble was Cry, so together we were Cry Baby. I think I named my Yamper like Sweetie, so we were Sweetie Baby. You know, things like that. You know, I don't think I named my little toxic electric type. I should have named him Metal, so then we could have been Baby Metal, but I don't think I did. I don't think I named him that. I think I named him like something weird. I always have fun playing a game. I don't use my brain cells, so I have a great time. Now that being said, I did have a lot of critiques for each game. I think Pokemon's been rushing their games, and they don't really need to rush their games. It's less of a... Because I know a lot of people complain, like, oh, Pokemon's out of ideas. They're not really doing anything. And while that is true, I think they are having some kind of flop designs. I think they have good ideas, but they're trying to put too much into too little and produce it too fast. And I think that's their issue. At least my issue with them. Also, they don't capitalize off of, like, pokey adults. At least not to the point, I feel. Formulaic money printer? Well, it's the thing. They don't want it to be formulaic. They keep trying to add things, but I feel like they're adding the wrong things. Like, they're making the games really easy, which, you know, they can say, hey, our game was made for 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds these days are different than the 10-year-olds of the past. Or, like, because of autosave, you don't have, like, the same chances if we don't give you this. Because, you know, before you just didn't save and you're like, Cynthia beat me. Cynthia beat me. Turn off. I'm gonna retry. Cynthia can't beat me. I did that. I still do that. If I'm, like, losing mid-battle, I'm just like, oh no, it turned off. You know, it's not even the furry bait thing. It's the firefighting thing. But they make it really easy, and I feel like you don't even have to, like, make a new game. Just, like, make there be, like, level difficulties. Or maybe make a game that is for the older audience. And I don't mean add sex. It doesn't need to be, what was the one that, Pal World. It does not need to be Pal World. But, like, give us a challenge. Or, like, oh my gosh. I would love for more interesting gym leaders. Be it they're thematic, so their team necessarily isn't all the same typing. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. Or even just having things like, what was it? It was in Ruby and Sapphire, having the two gym leaders and increasing double battles in a meaningful way and not just like random one-offs. Pokemon Vituxels. 10-year-olds these days are weak. It's true, they are. They don't know what it means to go beyond Plus Ultra. I should give him hair. I think that would fix how weird he is. I mean, it won't, because he's a weird boy, but... So first off, shade in this eye. So we have a reference for color, because that's going to be a nice dark spot right there. And now give him his hairline. Maybe something like this. Bumps right there. Me, I'm gonna stream so I get work done. Also me, spends 15 minutes not drawing and instead talking about Pokemon, at least. And then he has his part on this side of his head. I'm probably gonna give him an open mouth smile so I can show off his, like, fangy teeth. True to name, you did rant and cry. You know, I never lie. I never lie when it comes to naming. Not me, at least. I do like to do a little ranting here and there, a little blabbing, a little gossiping girl. Got exactly what we signed up for. True. You literally saw the warning signs and you jumped right in anyways. Not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl that would you set this flame. Just a minor amount of yapping. And from a fox nonetheless. A kit that rants. Even though technically this model is Sue. But it's being hosted on the It is being hosted on the Kit Rant channel, so accurate still. I thought about streaming on the other account if I was going to use the model, but A, I don't remember the password to it, and B, I don't care. Warning signs can't stop me because I can't read. That's me when I see that I have 20% on my iPad and I'm like, I think I can draw on that for like 3 hours. I can't. You can't. There's not enough battery life. Okay. Of course I covered the one reference point of his hair that I actually needed. I like that I pretend that I know anything about, like, style and fashion and aesthetics, but then, like, I have, like, the 5 default hairs that I draw. In my defense, I just like them, so why would I learn how to draw other hair when I can just draw the same ones I like over and over and over and over and over and over and 5 years later and over 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 again? You know, I'm going to talk about Richie because I can't not talk. Rant is in my name. But I am going to actually also draw while I rant this time. How many... He is the most referenced, as in he has the most references character I have. I think I have like 3 or 4 character designs referenced in his thing. Fake it till you make it or crash and burns, depending on how well you fake it. That's me making this portfolio, thinking I can apply to an actual artist position. But, yeah, this character has the most physical design references. But I feel like I blended them enough that you can't tell unless I tell you, and even then, you might be like, is it though? Is it a reference? But he is based off of Tiki Toby, Nux Taku, kind of Sans the Skeleton. It's hard because Nux is based on Sans himself, so it's like, does it really count? And then the final one is Ghost Pokemon, but specifically Duskull, like I mentioned earlier. How does hair work on guys? I gotta give me a second. I have to feel the back of my head to figure out how the hairline works behind the ears. Because I know that it like curves around the ears, and then it like goes down again like that or something. I think that's how hairlines kind of work. Getting paid for your art? What do you think you are, special? Unless the payment is exposure. No, you don't need exposure. You just want to make free art for me, don't you? Don't you want to be a good little goblin and make free art and not get any praise for it? Yeah, you do. Yes, you do, you little artist. I feel like if I was popular, that would get clipped and people would be like, oh, what a monster she is. Do you think she deserves free art? No, I don't. I have a friend who technically owes me a drawing, and I'm not asking them for that. I gave them something that I wasn't going to use, and they don't owe me shit. I know that's not most people's opinion, but that's mine. Because it was a code for Genshin Impact for like an exclusive glider that she couldn't get because the promo was only in America. So I was like, I'll do the promo thing. I'll get the rest of the shit, and I'll give you the code for that. They're like, oh, I'll draw you something, and I was like, don't. Another VTuber goes over the man, and I started existed not too long ago. You know, it was good while it lasted, boys. You know, I got all of this for free. I got this model for free. I got it rigged for free. I got this little stream border for free. I'm just gonna admit it all right now. I paid $0 and 0 cent for it. Because I made it. I love making like wavy, curly, fluffy hair so much. Almost all my characters have it. The only one who doesn't have it would have been Angel, except that her hair is so unhealthy and dry that it's frizzly. So guess what? It gets to be puffy. But theoretically, if she took care of her hair, she would have very straight, like Asian hair. I feel like I should make it a little bit longer. It looks longer in his original image. Like slightly more mullety in the original. That means he would have some right here as well. Then his goggles would hit, back of the ear would be about like this, curve to here. And the lenses would be like here, here-ish. Could you guess that I like anime based on the fact that I gave him goggles for literally no reason? Like, I gave them mostly because I wanted to reference parts of Tiki Toby. But, like, also I love how, like, early protagonists, they're just like, how do we indicate that this one is the main character? Put a pair of goggles on him. I have never known anyone to wear goggles, except for when they're, like, you know, doing a goggle-related activity, like swimming or skiing or something. Like, goggles are not common, but I loved that was, like, a trope. I feel like the angle on that's wrong. It should be lower, like that. Goggles should be more common. True, true. I have a shut up and take my money mentality when it comes to artists. I don't. I think artists deserve to be paid, but I don't think I have the money to pay them. Also, like, I'm gonna be honest, my reference sheets kind of suck. So, I know they would mess things up that would make me upset. I should be paying artists for work. Yes, it should be common. Being able to draw actually does take an amount of skill and time and effort that is often underappreciated in the modern world. But who am I to speak? I feel like his hair, my issue actually, now that I'm looking at it, is his hair is getting way too close to the neck. Like, this is where his skull is, and it's not popping out enough. Like, I don't mind there being a curve, but, like, I think it's the extremity of the curve that's upsetting me. And then I think I'll also probably want to work on his smile. General smile would be something like this. We're gonna add a little bit more personality to it. By giving him the bump I talked about earlier. I don't think I want his mouth open. I think I want it closed, just enough that you can see the fangs. Also, I don't know why almost all my characters have fangs. I have reasons for it, but incidentally, almost all of them have fangs. I think in this story, the only character who wouldn't have fangs would be Kit, who is not a main character, or the cow, who is once again not a main character. Richie has fangs because he is a ghoul. Miyuku has fangs because he is a demon. Angel has fangs because although she is part rabbit, she is also part panther in her original lore, so that design carries on into her current design. I have fangs because I am a fox. Sam's has fangs because he is a wolf. It's just something that I loved, and I just somehow made it in almost every character design. And you know what? Honestly, I could argue that the fangs belong in the cow because she is supposed to be a mean girl, and the fang would indicate that she is not nice. Oh wait, I forgot about the twins. I guess the twins wouldn't need fangs, because they're more based on candy. Candy, candy, candy all day, candy all night. I tell stories, I'm Candy Cadet. Okay, doesn't look like I gave Richie, like, lips original. Oh, that's cursed. Let me just... Zoop. There we go. A little snaggletooth. Well, they're not snaggleteeth. They're fangs. Snaggletooth would be in a different placement. These are almost exclusively the canine tooth that juts out. Okay, get it closed a little bit more. I think I should have done it the other way. I'll just move it down. Potato, potato. Potato, potato, you know, as we say in the city that I don't live in. I live in a small town, as I mentioned earlier. Keep in mind, I live in a small town by choice. Well, not for much longer. I actually don't have enough money to stay in the small town. I say not much longer, but it's like a couple months. I think I have his eye angle wrong. Now that I'm looking at him, he's more looking up than he is to the side. I should fix that. But first I want to add his like lip quirk, which is that his lips are a little bit more intense in their anglings to look a little bit more jack-o'-lantern-y, because he is a ghoul. Ghouls don't look too much different than humans, but Miyuko insisted that he got some minor altercations to really boost how ghoulish he looks. Ew, you don't live in a short train ride away from NYC? Like, it's kind of cringe, sweaty. No, I don't. I live a decent train ride away from New York. But if I was going there, I'd probably just go to Maine and hang out with my friend. Okay, so then his lip would quirk up here. And I think it would just be sharper at the bottom there. I don't know how long this design quirk will stay, but I like the idea of him having more of a mouth. Different than the W mouth that I have right now. Because mine is very, like, soft. I want his to be jagged. Honestly, I should probably just make it really wide, too. I feel like that would help with, like, the pumpkin-y look. Oop, almost erased his whole face. Something like that. Honestly, I'll probably make it smaller still. Mine is the back rooms of the United States. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but I will say my friend said that there's a really cute coffee shop not too far from her that's like also a used bookstore. So like, if that's what they have in the back rooms, honestly, let me know clip. But I have Wendy. You know, I'm going to have to say I'll have to pass. It's a Wendigoon video waiting to happen. There's some spooky stuff going on there, I'm sure of it. You know, as long as everyone who lives in Maine is fine with it, then it doesn't sound like a problem. Yeah, that's way too big of a grin. He's not going to be given, like, full teeth. I feel like he'd be given, like, a half smile. So that would be less bottom teeth. I feel like we can make the angle less exaggerated, since he's giving, like, a partial smile. And then relax this as well. I keep fucking the angle. I hate drawing smiles, if you couldn't tell. I'm just gonna... There we go. If he doesn't have a mouth, it's better. I just have to like rethink the angle of how his jaw is. And then I'll be able to do it. But if I'm focusing on it too much, which means that I need to stop focusing on it for a little bit. Focus on his goggle instead. I think I don't have it far enough over. So it's not really matching up with the angle of that. Like, the angle doesn't need to be perfect, but... This character is giving Maxwell the Cat vibes. I don't know who Maxwell the Cat is. Give me a second. I'm gonna look that up. Maxwell the Cat. He is not. He is not giving this cat's vibe. Don't get me wrong, Maxwell is very handsome. He is a very handsome cat. But that is not Richie. Richie is an emo boy. Richie is the most down-to-earth, calm member of the group. It's not quite the angle I want either. I want it to be like up. It's looking to the side, you know? Even this technically isn't how his eye looks. I'm just gonna fill it in anyways. Yeah, that's more of the angle I want. Gupcat? Gupcat is entirely unrelated to Richie, but Gupcat. Okay, let me think about his jaw again. Jawbone, jawbone. Okay, so it's gonna be like... I wonder if I'm just getting like the angle wrong because I'm going too deep in. If I did that and then had the teeth there. I hate drawing mouths, fun fact. I think this needs to be a higher angle. I think I'm getting the curve wrong. This guy's head tilted. This is how you know I'm gonna make it in the artistic world. I can't draw a frickin' pear mouth. To be fair, I probably drew his jaw wrong, which is not helping. Let me outline his nose a bit more. I don't know, I'm struggling so much with this. Stretch it pretty far on this axis. Something more like that. Needs to be smoothed out a bit more, but that's a better sizing, I think. There we go. That's gonna be good for now. And then I'll like smooth things out. But just like as a placeholder, that's fine, I think. Because I still need to figure out how I really want to do his pumpkin lips. Ski Richie is pretty scrawny. How do I want to depict that? For a headshot. Well, first off, I probably shouldn't have gone with that angle. That's going to make him look like he has a broad chest. He does not. He is a very sickly person, which is how he was able to get gotsed in Miyuko's grasps. I haven't, like, written any of their stories, but I have, like, a very complex narrative in my head, I swear. Oh, my coffee has gone cold. Who would have seen that coming? Just like draw a stick figure under the head, boom, problem solved. But I want to draw his fluffy little coat. I think his neck needs to be thinner. Just a bit. A blind man could have seen that coming. That I wanted to draw his coat. Sick as hell. Basically for it, I was like, if I could make Nux Taku's coat less Nux, how would I do it? Sorry, I was feeling my throat. Trying to figure out where something goes. I heard my neighbor coughing. That means they heard me saying weird things earlier. Neatered. Neatered. Okay, I see what the issue is, I think. First off, center of his throat should be more like this. Meaning his actual end of the throat would be like there. He is the Adam's apple. Very slight. Well, it feels like he's sticking his head out too much. Oh, my eye's glitching. His neck is not graspable enough. Universal standards metric for neck thickness is how he's like and fit this guy. One-handed by his neck. Sorry, I got a text. Okay, it was just that one text. I was worried my family group chat was blowing up. Well, he needs to look physically weaker than the other dudes. Because he's aside from the twin, he's the smallest male. So I wanted to actually kind of like look more scrawny in his portrait shots. I feel like now he looks like he's sticking his head out way too much. Maybe if I just fix the angle right here, that'll fix it. Because like I want his head tilted up and like out, but not like too much. It also could just be an issue of my angle here in the back is incorrect for it to look convincing. Like it could definitely just be like, I need to do that. And that'll look better, because that looks more like a lean now. And have the angles of meeting the thing be like that, which would mimic the angle of his shoulders. But even then, I feel like I should probably thin this a little bit so that the meeting point's there. Something like that. Something like that. Not quite that. Do you even lift, bro? No, he has many chronic illnesses. Okay. And then using that angle, figure out, draw the shoulder parts. Definitely be more rounded in the back since he's like leaning. That, that. I probably should have gotten like a fucking reference image for this, like 100%, 1000% even. But I didn't, because I'm silly. Okay, and then how the camera works. This will be a lot closer feeling, because it's physically closer to the camera. Oop, that wasn't the eraser. Feel like a bigger thing than this, which feel more stretched out. Arm will go about here-ish. Here-ish. It is so windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's so loud. feel like... Sounds like a skilly. You just give him protein powder and lock him in a gym. Yeah, I'm going to talk about his backstory, because it doesn't matter. So he originally didn't have the bleached hair or the neck tats, and then he also didn't dress this extreme. He does like scene music, but even though he's a ghoul, he was pretty underplayed, with only his major things being, you know, the genetic stuff, such as pale skin, the singular eye, things like that. The pumpkin lips that I've decided to add. But he was hospitalized for a good period of time due to just like various illnesses. And during that time, Miyuko, who you'll soon find out is like the antagonist of my entire story, essentially finds him and then lures him into like false promises of like, oh yeah, if you get out of here, like you should totally join my like streaming thing I have going on, and like you'll do so good. And essentially tricks Richie into making a deal with the devil, because that's Miyuko's whole thing. He's a demon, but he's able to lie to everyone and kind of gaslight them so they don't realize it until it's too late. And then as soon as they're under his power, he doesn't treat him well. He does not treat him well. He looks like he's listening to his Green Day, his favorite songs. Welcome to the... Yes! That's the goal. That's the goal. Once they're essentially under Miyuko's grasp, he does grant them essentially what they asked for, which in his case was health, so he could do music, but then he also, like, you know, gaslight, gatekeeps girl bosses and turns them against one another to just perpetually have them under his control. And since he is a demon, he feeds off of sin. Even though he is specifically an incubus, that does not mean he only eats lust. He does eat it, but he just generally thrives when other people don't thrive. And he just wants to perpetuate all the dark stuff. Like, actually, give me a second. I do have a picture of him right behind me. Let me just grab it real quick. You can kind of see it, but I want to get out of the frame so you can see it. Oh, grabbed the wrong one. Grab me. Yeah. So at the top is me. How cute am I? Yes, I'm in this story. It's so exciting. Under that, that's Miyuko. I like to draw him with his wings out, but he honestly has them hidden most of the time. And I think when he's not in the house, because of course it's a streaming house, he's probably going to have his tail wrapped around his waist, so his tail looks more like a belt accessory. Then we have Angel. Oh, Angel, she's so special. And then we got Richie and we got Sam's. They're best friends. Sam's was visiting Richie when he was in the hospital. So then when Richie decided to do streaming, because that's Miyuko's like initial deal, Sam's moved in with him and then unfortunately also fell under the grasps of Miyuko. Oh, I keep grabbing the wrong one. And I don't know how I'm going to tell this story. I just know that I have it as a story. He looks like all he knows how to play is Wonderwall. He's an I mean, that was definitely a joke he would love. But he does know how to play a bit more. I think I'm probably going to make it so his favorite band is Set It Off, specifically their acoustic stuff. He is going to get pushed into more of the hard rock stuff. Hard rock, not hard rock, but you know, more of the traditional scene rock. I'll probably have him push more in that. But, like, originally, what initially draws Miyuko to him, other than him being down on his luck, is that he has posted acoustic covers of scene music. Like, you know, I'm gonna get copyright claimed for it. I don't freaking care. I'm gonna play it anyways. If I can find my mouse. Let's see. It's, Sleep When I'm Dead. This is Sleep When I Am Dead acoustic version, because I've been listening to that like nonstop recently. It's the same each and every night. So he's gonna have like a cover of like this and other songs, which is how Miyuko finds him. think I'm gonna have him play his guitar. I'm gonna have to imply that he's left-handed if I draw him in this pose, I think. Yeah, because otherwise he would have to be stringing like this, which would be left-handed. Unless I draw the guitar like here instead of here. I'm hopeless. Are stapled open wide as I lay down on my side, bouncing off these walls. Guess on the clock, I stay still, but I cannot sleep while in my bed. Guess I'll sleep when I am dead. I don't think I'm gonna make him a lefty. At least not for this illustration. He could definitely be ambidextrous. Because I don't want to try and find a reference of a left-handed guitar player either. You can't? Oh yeah, I turned it down because I was playing a loud video game the other day. I'm gonna rewind it. Can you hear that now? I don't know if he's my sound guy. I'm stuck self-torturing. My meds are failing me. Internal clock and smithereens can't fix this. I'm hopeless. My eyes are stapled open wide as I lay down on my side. I am bouncing off these walls. Can you still not hear it? I have it like full up on Audio Mixer. No, just my hands begin to twitch. You know, you probably just have your audio lower than I typically have my audio. Well, that means that you're not gonna get it because I'm not changing my audio settings. But now this music will be louder. Yeah, no, it's the music. My guess is that the way I listen to YouTube videos, I have it decreased. And I'm guessing that's what's too low because on my audio mixer I have it fully gone. Yeah, normally I have Finny to tell me if my music's too loud. And whatever I was playing last time I was streaming must have been just super loud because my audio mixer was lower. But I just assume that all the music I listen to is the same because that's what it sounds like from my headphones. And I only have one of my things on, because the other one's broken. Well, I was, but then I unlimited it, and you still said you still couldn't hear it. Which makes me think that the settings I have on my computer are just very different than the settings you have on yours. Well, yeah, and that's why I'm saying that it was lowered, because apparently whatever I was streaming the last time, whatever music I was doing, it was too loud. Finny told me to turn it down, which is why it was turned down. And I guess I'm just listening. I thought I listened to this the last time, but I must have listened to something else as my background music, if you can't hear it at all. Because before, the reason it was decreased was because whatever I was listening to was drowning out my voice. Still hate his fucking lips. I'm sorry, that swear came out of nowhere, guys. There's something about his mouth that I do not like. I'm trying to figure out what it is, though. I mean, he probably does. The thing is, he leans so hard in this aesthetic because he's being told to, essentially. But I like to think that he actually has a decently varied music taste. Is it just his lip spikes that I don't like? No, it's not just that. Well, he gets made fun of regardless of if he listens to Smash Mouth or not. Because he's very easy to bully. It's less if he's easy to bully and more if he doesn't fight back, which is part of being easily bullyable. But then just everyone's kind of a jerk and Sam's aloof, so Sam doesn't like notice he's being bullied, so Sam is no help. Because he gets made fun of for his appearance, which, as I mentioned, he doesn't really have control over. Don't bully this. It's easy, though. It's literally so easy. Because I think I'm trying to remember the order of operations of the characters I had. I always forget when I'm going to introduce the twins. But if I remember right, he's one of the initial onboarded members. So first is Miyuko. And then comes Sam's and Richie. And then I think shortly after the cowgirl will get related. So Miyuko bullies Richie, and the cowgirl bullies Richie. And then after that, it'll probably be Angel. And Angel bullies Richie, but she kind of bullies everyone, and then the cowgirl bullies her. Sam's is just aloof. He's off somewhere else. Who the fuck knows what Sam's is doing? PEMDAS, but for lore. Just let him vibe in peace. He usually does. He takes things with strive. He eventually ends up falling in love with Angel, and then she's nicer to him. She's a jerk still, because that's her personality. That she is not mentally well. And then he gets out of the equation, and then Angel is sad. So then Angel just gets more aggressive to everyone. So she gets really aggressive to the cowgirl, and the cowgirl gets really aggressive to her. She's aggressive to Miyuko. Miyuko focuses attention on her. The twins eventually get introduced. They don't have names. They're just gonna be T and T. And then, oh fuck, my name starts with a T. We'll do Sour Candy. I know we already have C for cow, but it's fine. Sour Candy. Miyuko bullies the boy. Does not bully the girl, so the girl doesn't know anything bad's going on. There's contention between all of the girls. And then after all that, Sue gets introduced. It's a toxic... It is! It literally is the most toxic a workplace can get. And they live there. It's not a realistic story, but I don't care. It's a fun one. Dear Maria, count me in. That's a bottle on the bottle. Na, 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 na. I feel like my issue is that his mouth isn't wide enough here. Like, that just might be what the thing is. No, that doesn't look right either. I don't know. He doesn't get a mouth. He'll get it later. He'll get it when he deserves it. Which is not now, because something's wrong with his jaw. And my iPad is dead. I need to let it charge a little bit. Sam's is nice to him. Sam's just doesn't realize, like, the amount of bullying that comes his way because Richie doesn't complain about it. And, Angel is eventually nice to him, but she's just always mean. That's her base personality. Because let me pull up a picture of Angel. I have to charge this anyways. So... it's not like I'm going to be using it. And I just pray to God it's not going to be weird when I plug it in. Because I'm going to charge it with my laptop. Not my laptop, my PC. Don't you bump me. Don't allow. So let's switch the art to Angel. Why is Angel so tiny compared to his? This is Angel. Does she look mentally well to you? Because she shouldn't. This is his eventual girlfriend, but she's a jerk to him when they first meet because she hates all men. Just comfortably numb. Yeah. Could be more comfortably numb. She was the character I made in college that my jerk art teacher hated. She was originally a rabbit, which is why she has bunny hairpins and then has her hair in high ponies like that. She's eventually his girlfriend. But she's not very nice, because, as I mentioned, she originally hated all men, because in her original story that I wrote for her, because this is after that story. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about my characters. My iPad's charging, so we're taking a break. I can't draw his mouth, that's why he doesn't have one. In her original story, she had an obsessive crush because she's a yandere, which I think is also why my teacher hated it. He didn't understand the concept of, like, yandere and the concept of having a not happy ending. Guess what I just happened to did. Post a video? So she was obsessed with the guy. The guy was gay. She knew he was gay. That did not change her mind. She was still super aggressive to everyone around her if she perceived that they could like him, even if he was gay. If it was a girl, she was like, nope, you're a threat. She ended up, like, snapping at her best friend, who didn't like the guy. She talked to him for a class project. Her best friend had a crush on her brother, so they have a huge falling out. She goes to, like, confess to the guy, and she's, like, super delusional as well. So even though, like, you know the answer is no, because he is not attracted to women, she's like, you don't even have to love me. You can love whoever you want. Just be with me forever. And the reason for that is he saved her from bullying when they were younger, but it was like early high school, late middle school, that time period. And that's just how she copes. So then, naturally, everyone's like, okay, this girl's fucking psychotic, and they send her to a mental ward. And then after she gets out of the mental ward, she's like, you all betrayed me. You didn't stand by me, and you sent me here to this horrible place. So then she just became super emotionally detached and kind of just like walked through life miserable. And she was acceptable enough, but then like if you took a look at any of her like how she actually took care of herself, you're like, oh no, this girl is not okay. And then she ends up meeting Miyuko. She knew him from high school. He looks different now. So she initially brushes him off. She's like, I don't want to talk to you, Miyuko. And he's just like, oh, you're so mean. Very joking, jaunty. And he keeps visiting her at work, trying to insert himself into her life. And then one day, Richie comes with him because Richie drove him to the mall that she works at. And Richie's very nice to her, but like I said, she's very dismissive of him. But he takes it in stride. He takes her meanness in stride. And then she eventually gives him a chance, goes on a date with him, falls in love with him. That's when she joins the streaming house. Miyuko doesn't like that they're happy together. And then Richie, like, leaves for reasons. And then Angel's heartbroken because she perceives it as another person abandoning her, and now she's under Miyuko's grasp. And that's her story. You got kicked out of art class? No! My teacher gave me a class because he won't understand. You can do some great art colorblind, but I will say it does make it more difficult. I'm not colorblind, but I knew several people who were amazing artists that were. Like, I remember one guy was like, I'm gonna give this to my girlfriend because she likes green. And we're like, that's not green. And he's like, what are you talking about? And we're like, that's not green. There's, like, maybe a little bit of green in it, but that's not green. And he's like, yeah, it is. And then he gave it to his girlfriend, and she was like, oh, it's, like, a nice, like, beige color. And he's like, is it not green? Okay, you gotta stop making song references, dude. Yeah, no, everyone's miserable in this world. I think that's probably a red flag for my mental state, but, you know, who cares? Who cares about that? I've heard of that, where everything's monochromatic. Must make value picking a little bit easy at some point. I suck with values. I can't tell you the difference. Which is why I hated the black and white art class. But I'm very good at perceiving color. So I was really good at the color art class. You could stop. I'll ban you so you can stop by force. Okay, fine. You can have a last one. I think I just have his jaw angle wrong, honestly. I need to stop focusing on his effing lips. They're not making me work. I wanted to give my girlfriend my art piece because she loves blue, but my friends were like, that's not blue. It was blue. Turned out it was pink. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nah, I'm not gonna have him play his guitar. I'm gonna have him sit down or something. But I'm not gonna end the piece because I really like how the face is going minus the lips. Well, I don't know what medium you were working on, but do the pencils dash paint? Do they not have like what color they are on them? Like, obviously there's nothing you can do after making it, but for future references. Make the tilt a little bit less extreme. I think I'm gonna have him sitting down. And like, I don't know, grinning at the camera or something. Something cheesy like that. It was digital art, so oh yeah, no, that's gonna make it harder. Some art teachers are just, pills. In the nicest way possible. They suck. Yeah, I realized that after you said I'm sorry that was the last one. that was the last song. No, there are just some art teachers that suck. I talked about my bad art teachers earlier. I had one in high school who was just like needlessly harsh. But like not to the students who needed it. And I don't mean like the students who couldn't draw because, you know, not everyone's gonna be on the same level. I just mean like she was just like she was mean to me and my friends because we were like snarky, which like I get is annoying, but there were like kids that would play Fortnite in class and like throw wet paper towels and like damage other people's art, and she was just like, guys, don't do that. And I'm like, hello, and like I try really hard, and I think that's the main thing you should judge in art, if someone is putting effort in. And like she just didn't effing care. You know, some teachers, especially like middle school, high school, they hate anime with a passion. So I'd say that actually might be part of it. Oh gosh, no, don't damage the artwork, teacher. That's horrible. Boo. I'll be right back, guys. I have to blow my nose. I'm gonna mute the stream. When I come back, if I'm moving and I'm not saying any words but my lips are moving, remind me that I muted the stream. I'm back. I think that was trying to track the back of my head. But yeah, that was my high school teacher. She was so mean for no reason. And then I had a bad college professor because he hated animation. You might not believe this. Animation's like kind of my jam though. My teacher last year would legit scream at me and my friends because when I would draw, I would go over my friend's work and ask, oh, what color is this? I want to do blonde hair. I'm not laughing at your situation. I'm just, it's kind of funny. I guess I am laughing. I'm laughing at the, what color is this? I want to do blonde hair. Not that she screamed at you. That's uncalled for. Hi, baby. What do you need? Oh, my baby needs attention. Did you have a good nap? Your hair looks a bit rumpled, girl. Yeah, teachers who scream shouldn't be teachers. Good girl. Well, now that I'm looking at his jaw from this angle, I do think I have the jawbone incorrectly angled. I mean, I know it's not like the same as being paralyzed, but it is a disability. And, well, you don't live in America, which makes it a little bit harder. But I think most schools have, like, certain disability policies. So that should definitely be something that they're aware of. If you've reported it to the school, of course. But yeah. Because that is something you literally can't help. And also, like, I don't think it's disruptive to be like, hey, can you help me pick this color? I know when I was doing my graphic design courses, in college to be fair, I would ask my friends stupid little things like that all the time. It's in my file that I can't see. Yeah, so they should be aware of it. Unless, of course, she didn't read the files. Yeah, I think I have his jaw sticking out too much, now that I'm looking at it. Rotated. I think I can correct by doing this. Watch me ruin the piece. I'm trying to fix his stupid jaw. It should be at a slight angle. In 5th grade, my teacher straight up yelled at me because I got straight 0 on a test. Why were they giving you a color test in 5th grade? Was it like a language one? Because that feels more like kindy. Maybe 1st grade. I think that jaw looks better. It was at a time I remember is my file. Do not yell at the student for minor things. I feel like that doesn't even need to be on file. I feel like that should just be a rule. I feel like it's pretty well documented that kids don't do good when they get yelled at. There we go. Ugh. Your school sounds like a nightmare. I'm happy that the school I got with, even though some of the teachers were absolute pills. I actually don't remember a lot about school. I guess that's what death does to you. Makes you forget things. I'm gonna blame that on why I don't know Spanish and not just because I'm stupid. Oh, it's because I'm stupid. Mi español es muy mal porque lingüista es... no. Matemática y art. No language. No inglés, honestly. No inglés, no español, no Japón. Yeah, no, I don't... Spanish is not it for me. The grammar was really hard, and I think it's because they like really hammered only one usage of grammar the first year, which I get, you want to learn more words, but they still hammered grammar, and they're like, you're never gonna use this grammar. And I'm like, why didn't you just teach us like fucking... If future participle is the one that everyone uses, why didn't you teach that as the base? Because it was like pretty different than the one they taught us. A fourth grade teacher, I remember her saying, whenever I want to get mad at you guys, I just remember you guys are like 9, you don't know any better. That's a good way to look at it. Maybe not share it with the kids, but it's true. Like, kids have an emotional bandwidth. They are not adults. They don't know how to regulate that. And like, school is honestly overstimulating, which is good in some regards. You do need to get overstimulated as a kid in sometimes to get like all your energy out and to like learn how to handle those situations. But overall, you need to understand that like when someone's at their limit, they're at their limit. And that means that they can't do the things they can normally do without it. And you need to learn and practice to get that limit. People are surprised I'm almost 25, which I think is funny. Because in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm old. But then people are like, so, did you, like, graduate high school this year? And I'm like, bitch, no. Yeah, that happens. Like, I'm not comparing you to a toddler, but I'm going to use a toddler as an example. Because I hang out with toddlers a lot, because those are my nieces and nephews. When they get really mad, you just need to, like, physically remove them from a situation. Or, like, if you're like, eat your dinner, and they're not eating their dinner because they keep getting distracted, instead of just getting angry at them, the best thing to do is to remove them from the situation. Maybe bring dinner with you, but as soon as they're, like, out of whatever they're getting distracted or stimulated by, they're just like, I am hungry. I do want to eat dinner. Or like when they're really mad, you're just like, okay, you need to go to your room and calm down because you're not able to do this. Or like you pick them up and take them outside, have the cold air hit them for a little bit. Not in an abusive way. Like you're there with them, but like just giving them a physical shock of difference. Specifically with temperature usually. Like when my nephew was younger, when he was really mad, I would like carry him onto the porch and usually that would calm him down. Just because, like, he would be too hot, but he couldn't express it. But yeah. Even, like, as an adult, if you're at your limit, it's really hard to self-regulate. Toddlers are just a really good example of it. When I walked in my classroom, my teacher asked, "Should I walk in the wrong class?" Oh, gosh. You know, just wanted to make sure you were finding everything all right in case I was the wrong class. Once again, that's way too thick of an egg, but I'm 4'11" in high school. I just started reciting pi. Hey, a 9-year-old could know how to recite pi, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I knew a person who, like, they would just learn random long chains of, like, facts. That was just, like, what they did in their fun time. I think we were... Okay, it was the purple playground, I remember. So it was, like, at earliest 3rd grade, but it was probably, like, 4th grade. And they just, like, listed in order all of the presidents of the United States, which isn't super impressive. But that's just, like, the one I remember. I think in middle school they remembered a random poem that was in one of the books we had to read. I think they learned a good amount of pi by 6th grade. I don't know what she's up to now. She was nice. Something like that. You know? Back then, you had free time. Why not? Why not learn a whole bunch of pi? I, on the other hand, didn't, and I made a comic called, what was it? It was like Hot Pup and Super Hamster, and I made like 2 copies of it. It was pretty great. And then I never made one again. It's okay, Wendy. My little goo. It's okay. It's just the neighbor, sweet pup. It's okay. It is just the neighbors. A true anime man. I mean, I eventually did. I was never good at it, but I eventually started drawing anime men. Sweet bear, it is a-okay. It is okay. It's okay, girl. My goodness. I think I made my dog paranoid last night because I had a really late shift, which isn't often. So I didn't get home until like 11 p.m. and apparently she had been acting weird. So my sister-in-law thinks, she was watching her for me, she thinks that she was worried I wasn't gonna come and pick her up. Hikaru and Karu. I love Karu. Karu's my baby. My baby, my baby, my baby. That's a good neck thickness. That's great. You get Hikaru, I get Karu. Easy peasy. I always meant to get the manga to find out how, like, it ended, because I think the anime ended early, but I never got around to it. Oh, that's not my pencil. Yeah, their skits were cringe, but as characters, I liked them. Look, they were literally doing fan service. You can't help them. You can't help with that. Poor Wendy Bear. I loved Kyoya until he was talking to Haru. Hi, and it was like, you had to pay with your butt. I forgot he said that, I'm gonna be honest. I've recently started rewatching it. There's so many jokes in it that like I didn't get when I first started watching it, which I think is part of the appeal. But also like, and I don't know what you mean, the gay one. I very distinctly remember Tamaki looping Kyoya in with the homosexual supporting cast. So like. Look, Kyoya was going through some stuff. They were all gay, let's be honest. The only straight ones were Honey and Morty. They just had their own lives going on. They were third years. They were like tapped out. Haruki gave me class 3 gender envy. I don't think I've ever had gender envy. But fun fact, I do. It's not medically diagnosed. I have slight body dysmorphia in the fact that I think I look like a dude. I'm not like in a good way. I'm just like, I have to have my hair long, otherwise I look like a guy. I don't know why I feel that, other than, according to my sister-in-law, she thinks I look the most like my dad when she was looking at photos of him when he was younger. Which, you know, that's gonna make you have a little bit of something. But not to say that I look like a guy, just like, I got more of his German-Irish features than I did my mother's, like, German-Polish features. The German you would think would overlap, but they were two different type of Germans. Okay, let's be honest. It was the Irish features. My aunt, so my dad's sister, she has a lot of the German genes, and I don't look much like her, because she actually tans. And then there's me, and if a beam of sunshine hits me for more than a minute, I am going to be red like a lobster. You look like Dad when he was 20. You see, I've never cut my hair short, so I don't have to worry about that. I think, well, the shortest I'd cut my hair is a asymmetric bob, with it being longer in the front. But the shortest front I would ever go would probably be a mullet, so I'd still have the long hair in the back. And not even like a proper mullet. So like looking at my model, I would probably still have like the face framing pieces you see at the side. Probably a little bit longer. But it would, I definitely need my face framing pieces. But that would be like as short as I would go near the face. My hair is always like at my side neck. So like, I think that's technically medium length, but like shorter medium length. Because I like to think medium length is like shoulder length. But apparently that's long for a lot of people. I think the angle's wrong, still. Wait, let me try something. Oh, I think we're getting closer. My hair grew very fast when I was young. I think that's natural for kids to have like faster growing hair. Wolf cut, that's what I have right now. Did not style my hair properly after my last shower because I was too lazy to put product in. So it's not as fluffy as I like it to be. I think that was the point, because he's the Shota character, which is a male loli, and loli is, well, honestly, loli means like underage character in most cases, but the defenders of it want to tell you that it just means a petite, small body type. Which I understand what they're trying to say, but I will say, don't use that word. That word has been tainted. Stop trying to cling to that word. Because it's one thing to be like, you could technically say, oh, well, obviously Angel was based off of, like, Lolita, because she was based off of certain Lolita subcultures, and then just the, what is it called? Yami Karai aesthetic as a whole. And she does have a petite body type, but I wouldn't call her a loli, because she is 26 years old. She is an adult, and then she actually has hips. You can't really ever tell because of how she dresses herself, but she does have adult proportions despite being very childish in appearance. And like she works a job and shit. So even though she would probably classify for the body type, I would not label her as one, because I don't think that that term is a good term to use. My friend was like, you look like a loli, and I was like, bro, what? I am older than you. What does that mean? Yeah, so I watch a guy who's like a loli defender. I don't support him in that. I do support other things he says, which is why I watch his stuff. I generally believe that term should be retired. It has been tainted, and if you call yourself a lolicon, just don't be surprised when someone's like, oh, so you like little girls? Because the thing is, with a loli body type, oftentimes it is used to defend underage characters, and why they're hot. Even if you're like, no, I only like the adult ones. It's like, yeah, okay, but that term gets applied not to like Sailor Moon, who you could say, well, she's an underage character. Sailor Moon is not a loli. You would apply it to like, well, Honey in this case. He's a Shota, but still, same difference. It does not mean child stripper. Here's my lesson. So loli comes from the term Lolita, which was, I think, originally based on the novel Lolita, which is about a young girl. But Lolita fashion does refer to young girl, but it is worn often by like adults, and it is to capture and reclaim like that childhood girliness. And it's not meant to be sexual in most cases. There are some subcultures where it is, but in general it's just more like tea party attire. Like in the most simple way to imagine it. And then loli came somewhat from that similar thing, and it's meant to be a fictional young girl body type, but it can be applied to adult characters that also have the same thing. However, when you say loli, most people will associate it with the worst actors of the group, which is why I think the term should be retired. Because if you're genuinely like, no, I don't like it when there's like a 7,000-year-old elf and she looks like a 5-year-old. Okay, well, people have already claimed that as loli, and that is everyone's like base idea of what that is. So you can't be like, here's this clearly adult character who just has like an underage body type or whatever. That's the type of loli I like. It's like, dude, it's already been ruined. Just give it up. Just say you like flat girls. That's fine. My characters are Lolita fashion, but when I say, oh, my characters are Lolita, people think, yes. You see, that's part of the issue. And then there's like a difference between loli and chibi. Chibi is usually a proportion type thing. I'd say my issue mostly with lolis is if it is just an adult woman who just happens to look like a child, that is one thing. But it's a different when you make it look like a child, and then you make it act like a child, and you make it talk like a child, because dude, that's a child. Like, I know it's like might not literally be a child, but the way it's perceived is you're trying to mimic a child. So then it's weird. Like, Angel has a high-pitched voice, but she doesn't have a baby voice. Like, let me try and get to it.
Angel talks in the upper register like this. I don't know if it's very clear on camera, and I don't really know how high I'm getting it, but she does speak very clear, she speaks very sharp, and it is just high-pitched because that's her body type. She's not very big, so of course she's going to have a smaller, lighter voice. She does not, however, use baby words in most cases. She just speaks in the upper register because that's her vocal range. She's a soprano. She does not speak snuggle buggle like this. She doesn't slur her words. She doesn't think about color rainbows and unicorns. And my puppy just licked my arm because I think she's concerned about it.
It's the difference, to me. You know, I am gonna say it's weird that people call you a loli. Because that's another thing, the term has been over-sexualized. Which is why you probably should drop the word, in my opinion. But you know, if I said this, the anime community would hate me, and probably the VTuber community as a whole. But you know what? Despite being a VTuber, I'm not here for the community. I'm here because I think the technology and art is amazing. Wendy, what are you barking at in the apartment? Wendy is seeing demons that I cannot comprehend. It usually does. From what I've seen, it usually is weird stuff. The difference, my characters, some of them are meant to be kids and look like kids because they are. People always go, Loli. Nope, just kid. Just kid. Yeah, so that's my gripe with the word. I think I'm gonna have to wrap up stream here. I didn't even get One Piece finished because Wee, that's what I call her because that's what my nephew calls her, is being weird. So I'm gonna make sure she doesn't have to go potty and then she can investigate whatever she needs to investigate. But thank you so much for joining me on today's stream. I always love streaming, even if I'm not productive on it. I drew this. His lip looks messed up. I'll fix it. I'll fix it later. I'll fix it in post. And when I finish fixing it, I'll post a photo in community notes or something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and chatting and just having a grand old time. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye! Oh, my mouse turned off. Bye!